Hey, sorry, I blanked out. I'm watching the Leafs game here. I will show you. Oh, you can't see it. And my cat is sitting here listening to me ramble on. So, okay. So basically, I read the book, started doing the diet again, seriously. I stopped taking my medication. That was the scariest part. I started reducing it, and then eventually I was just like, screw it, I'm not taking it anymore. That's when the healing began. That night, I was laying in bed, just watching TV, laying on top of my covers, and I just get cold. Cold as can be. Like, you wouldn't believe. Within 5 seconds, I went from absolutely normal to freezing. So I'm shaking. I get under the covers, I'm shivering, I'm sweating, like massive fever hits me, and I just ride it out. I fell asleep and I woke up like nothing happened. I felt great. So basically, my colon starts healing up on this diet. It's great. And of course, when you start feeling better, you're like, oh, what can I get away with now? It's like, well, I used to love all this great food. I'm stuck eating fruits. It's like, sometimes you're eating fruit and you're like, oh my god, why? So, like, yeah, I would experiment again, add some food back, and it would never work. Pretty much every time I experimented with something, it wouldn't work. I would just get stomach pains and maybe bleeding returned, and it was just horrible. The hardest thing to give up was dairy. And it took me a long time because after a while, like, I was still getting flare-ups, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I finally figured out that I'm allergic to dairy, not lactose intolerant, but I'm allergic to the protein, casein in milk. Like, I just can't handle it. It's like colitis is part toxicity, but there's also this like allergenic component to it. And usually what you're allergic to is a protein of some sort. It might be different for many people, but for me it's the protein in dairy. For some it's peanuts. Like, when people are allergic to peanuts, it's the protein in peanuts that they're not breaking down. And I don't know all the science behind it, but I figured this out finally because I bought this huge block of cheese, raw organic goat cheese, like the ultimate cheese, and it was so good. I was eating it like twice a day for about 2 weeks. And the thing is, with these flare-ups and colitis, like, it's never like an instant, you eat something and then, oh, you're in pain right away. No, like, it's always delayed reactions. So it's tough to pinpoint what you're eating, but like, what's causing it. For me, I was eating that for like 2 weeks every day, and then I just started getting like in the worst pain. And then, like, I hadn't flared in so long up to that point, and then I headed deep down into a flare that lasted like 6 months. Like, I was basically back to square one, dying for 6 months at least. And that's when I finally hit it, because I'd never eaten that much cheese in my life, and that's what did it. That's what put me into a flare. I stopped talking to everybody I knew. Like, I shut down. That's what happens to me for some reason. I can't talk to people. That's a whole other story. So once I gave up the cheese completely, I never had a flare again. That was, God, like 2 or 3 years ago now. Like, a long time. I'll never have a flare again. I know I'm done with the whole colitis thing. My digestion, pretty much amazing. It's not always perfect, but it's the best it's ever been. Like, I'm pretty confident that if I was in a room full of 100 people, I'd be like the one with the best digestion, because I eat foods that digest easily, fruits and vegetables. And I cheat sometimes eating, like, I don't digest starch that well, but I love potatoes because the fruit's not that great all the time. And sorry, I heard a noise. I freaked out. I was like, no, I'm making a video. I'm still shy. I'm a shy person. If somebody walks in right now, I'll completely go blank and lose everything. So that was basically my story. I was dead, and I'm back to life now. And it's fruits and vegetables that helped me get there. So, and I'm still gonna experiment. Like this winter, I totally plan on going on a very high fat diet. Because I used to do that. Like, I still break out in acne still after all this time of detoxing. And I know the key to detox is the fruits. You gotta hit those fruits hard to heal everything pretty much. But when I went on a high fat diet before, my skin cleared up. Like, a lot of things, my teeth got a lot better. Like, my teeth on this fruit diet, like you can see, they're yellow. So it's not perfect, but I have a lot of healing to do, and I'm willing to do it. So this winter I look forward to having a lot of nuts and seeds blended up and with vegetables, and see if I handle that. And if not, it's going to be a lot of starches. And so that was my story. I hope you enjoyed listening to it, and if you have any digestive concerns, I'll be making more videos to share what has helped me. And that's it. I'm a health nut for life, and that's what I do now. So it's fun for me. So thank you for watching. Take care.